Hello and welcome to Pricing College with your hosts Aidan Campbell
and Joanna Wells.
In today's episode, we want to cover that very fundamental question, what is pricing?
What is pricing? We hear that quite a bit. Well, pricing to me is a process, a price setting process to set your customer invoice prices to generate value for the business and your customers.
I often think in a very simple way of looking at it, pricing is charging your customers for the product or services that you provide. Simply getting the dollars in after doing all the hard work.
Some people maybe don't put the hard work into pricing, thinking that they don't have to. There's a lot of guesswork that happens around pricing. Other companies have a little bit more of a sophisticated approach to pricing, thinking about their costs and then maybe applying a markup. And then there are those few companies that really think about pricing in terms of the market, customers, changes in the market, economic conditions. And this is when you'll see the pricing process getting more complicated and really exciting.
I think that's right. We certainly, at least I, having worked in a number of companies, I think we see all different spectrums from companies who really have no pricing approach or function whatsoever, all the way up to very advanced companies. And obviously with that, when you apply expertise to anything, you will expect to see better results. And in pricing and business, better results translate to more dollars.
But the good thing about pricing is that you don't actually have to be an expert to do some good things and see improvements. You can actually do some small basic improvements to your pricing process and see some great results too. But obviously it's always good to have somebody in the business with a bit more expertise just to educate the business on what pricing actually is and could be for the business. But small steps and this is all what pricing is about, learning.
One thing I find interesting is that in many companies, people do not actually know what pricing is. They don't know where pricing is set in the business, and secondly, they're not even aware, at least consciously aware, that pricing is a separate function.
That's right. It's almost like they just think pricing just appears. It's just a new set of numbers that have just appeared out of nowhere, and really the process in producing those numbers is sort of overlooked. It just happens and it's sort of ignored. But there's a whole discipline around pricing and people that are dedicated to improving the pricing process.
It's like that old saying, I don't know who it's from actually, but it's if you can't measure it, you'll probably know, but if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. And in many companies, there's just no dedication, whether a dedicated function or dedicated time to pricing. And hence, because of that, we get certainly suboptimal outcomes.
Well, yeah, those suboptimal outcomes tend to be based on people that are literally guessing because they don't have those support tools and mechanisms to just give them that edge on pricing because nobody really wants to guess which price is right. That's actually kind of a scary thing. You want your pricing to be right. You want to generate value for the business. But some people just don't have the tools and the skills and the knowledge to do so. So, asking the question, what is pricing, is a great way just to, reveal, what it is, because there's a whole support mechanism out there for people and businesses and teams so they can improve and get better at pricing.
I think one of the reasons behind this podcast, from our perspective, is often people in companies have to explain to senior leaders, senior stakeholders, what their job is and what pricing does. I think the first time most people hear about pricing is the classic 4 Ps of marketing. I can't even remember what those 4 Ps are, but in recent years, pricing has definitely moved away from being a subset of marketing to being a real standalone, value-driven, value-delivering sector in any company.
Yeah, there's a whole discipline just dedicated on pricing. And when we say pricing, it's not just the price. It could be product mix, it's revenue management, it's discounting, tactical pricing, strategic pricing, thinking about market pricing. It's not just moving the price up and down in a spreadsheet. It's thinking about value, and what does that price represent to customers? How do customers buy from us? And this is where pricing becomes really interesting and really moves away from just that pure accountancy driven cost plus pricing.
I think we'll leave it there today. I hope what we've done is give a good introduction and hopefully whetted your appetite for future episodes.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was really good fun.
Thanks. Have a great day.